How's it going, everybody? This is Rojas with Epidemic Sound, and today we're going to learn how to edit to the beat. So we've opened up Premiere Pro, and what I've gone ahead and done is picked a couple of selects from a trip that I went to the mountains with. It's basically just my buddy Alex walking through the forest looking for a shot, and then he gets the shot, and then So an editor doesn't just put something together, they tell a story, and they're graceful, and they make everything kind of flow together and blend well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for a song that fits with this video, and we're gonna find it through Epidemic Sound. So what genre I would probably pick for this film? It's very slow, somber mountains. I'm gonna do a indie folk song because I always do indie folk songs because I really like them. I like listening to indie folk music, so I'm gonna pick something that I actually enjoy listening to because that's kind of fits with my style too. So if you are cutting like some street photography footage, then feel free to use hip hop, feel free to use the EDM house music if you're doing like a festival. It's gonna work with that. But for this film in particular, I'm gonna use some indie folk, maybe some folk pop. Yeah, this is pretty much my favorite album on here. So one of the biggest things that you're gonna look for when editing to the beat is right here, BPM. And what that stands for is beats per minute. So a higher beat per minute is gonna be a faster song, and a lower beat per minute is gonna be slower. So innately, I normally will go with higher BPM, typically a higher energy. Relaxing or happy is what I would typically go with for an edit like this. Maybe even mysterious, I don't know. You might lose your viewer if it's too slow or if it's a little too boring. So I kind of go with more faster, more high. Even if I still pick like a slower genre like folk pop. So the cool thing about Epidemic Sound is you can test every song before you download it. So I'm gonna pick this song with open eyes. I'm gonna click download, and I'm gonna do the full mix. So I brought that into Premiere, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag this into my A1 or audio track right here, and then I'm going to pull down on this tab right here to get a better look at the waveform, and then zoom in using the plus key. So what I'm looking for here is tempo changes and a beat with a high decibel. So you can see right here where it drops down, it stays consistent, it drops and changes right here. So that's a good indicator of a tempo change. So I would probably try and make a cut there. And then right here, it hits. So this is probably where this is a good decibel change, so that's also a nice place to add a cut. Cutting on a sound or action is typically going to be the most successful, and bring that to where the tempo changes. So let's take a look at this. This is about 10 seconds. Let's see if this is hitting on the right tempo changes and beat drops just based on looking at the waveform. So I'm gonna cut that a little bit earlier because it kind of drops right here. This is really where the bass hits a little bit. Let's bring that right there. Let's see how this looks. So cool, so yeah, that works. With this song in particular, it has a good consistent rhythm to it where it's pretty easy to find where it's gonna hit. It doesn't necessarily have to cut in the same place each time. But for this example, I'm just gonna show you guys some like linear, consistent beat to beat editing. So songs build up to a point or a climax. So what we're gonna do is we're going to kind of rise in anticipation and tell the story along to where it's gonna climax with the music. So right here we have a big tempo shift where it starts to build up for about a minute, which is a very long buildup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it right before it starts to build up. I'm just gonna click on this and Command K with my keyboard to cut that. What I've done over here is I've cut where the beat drops on this side. And then I'm gonna delete this, bring these together, but put this on the track below. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up the music with these where it kind of trails down, and then I'm gonna go over to my effects tab over here, and I'm gonna use an exponential fade. Expo fade, I'm gonna bring that in a little bit, maybe to right about there. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow these two parts of the song to transition into each other more smooth. You can also do the same thing with the pen tool, but for this example, I'm just gonna use exponential change. It's a lot easier. So let's play it through one time. It's not gonna be perfect on the first try, but let's see if it works. So you see how those could work together? What we're gonna do is bring that in a little bit closer and have that end a little bit later. Let's see how that works. A little too abrupt there. That almost works too. So just play around with it a little bit until it kind of just starts to make sense on its own. And there we go, it dropped. So what I was doing there is I'm just dragging these two audio waveforms just back and forth to adjust it to kind of end on the right place. Is where I want it, because as an editor, it's our job to manipulate the audio and use it in a way that works with our film if it doesn't work automatically, which it's not going to. How long did that take? Not long at all. So in today's video, we showed you a simple way to edit to the beat, and also we showed you a way to make your drop happen where you want it to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you learned something, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, click subscribe, and keep killing it, guys.